Walmart and Home Depot, huge quarters as the consumer just continues to spend and spend and spend. How do you see Target's numbers shaping up today, Lowe's numbers shaping up today, and how do you see the guidance, especially going into the holiday quarter? Has all the spending already been done?
I don't think so. I mean, this holiday is probably going to be a blowout here. Listening to a couple of guests before, and they talked about 22 being the question mark, and I think that's the question mark. We think holiday is going to be really strong, particularly for these large companies that have been able to get their goods here to the U.S. You know, Walmart talked about it. They've been renting ships. They've been getting it here almost, through any means possible. And Walmart's really well positioned for the holiday. We think Target is. Home Depot certainly was an incredible quarter. And the same goes for Lowe's. And also say Costco. All these big retailers are really set up well.
So we've been looking at the XRT retail ETF. That's up more than doubling the market over the last month. A lot of people have done their holiday shopping a little bit earlier this year. This may be one of the few years people actually go out and buy early when they're told to buy early. At the same time, we've seen wages go up by 4%, inflation go up by 6% over the last year. How do you see that setting up our spending during the holiday quarter? Do you see people buying more big ticket items, smaller items? Do we shift to services? How does this all play out?
I mean, I think you're going to see big ticket, you're going to see small ticket, a lot of savings built up. I think, again, the question is, how do we proceed with inflation? Inflation is a great regressive tax. Obviously, we've been talking about Dollar General and Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. And the low-end consumer really suffers over time, or the under $50,000 consumer. It's really a fairly significant tax. They pay a lot more money for rent, for fuel, for food as a percentage of income. But again, the holiday, because there's savings, last holiday was, obviously we still have COVID. Today we do too, but not to the degree. So I think the holiday is really strong, and maybe it's going to be a party, I think.
So when we look at these stocks, obviously you're saying sales are going to continue to be strong, but when we look at the stocks, we just showed that performance by the XRT. Are all these holiday sales, are they already priced in, or is there something that these retailers can do to even outperform the elevated expectations of the market?
I mean, I think it depends, right? I think we saw two different things yesterday. We saw Home Depot stock move higher. They were able to bring a lot of money to the bottom line. Walmart, on the other hand, wasn't able to transfer those higher sales to the bottom line to higher earnings. So I think it depends. How are the costs been handled? Freight costs are up, labor costs are up. Home Depot was kind of incredible to see the numbers they were able to put up with all the pressures. So I think as we see Target report and Lowe's report, people are going to be looking for the same thing. If the companies can bring a lot of money to the bottom line, and Target's been doing that, so is Lowe's. And I think you'll see the equities continue to appreciate. If they're not able to do that, I think investors will be a little bit nervous.
Scott, we got to let you go, but one quick question. I know you've been visiting a lot of different retail stores. When you look at inventory levels, how would you rank it from 1 to 10?
Again, it depends. Like Walmart, we put as a 10. I mean, those guys have done incredible jobs at getting product here. Dollar General's really having a hard time. I was in Chicago yesterday. The Albertsons, the supermarket, really well stocked. Mm-hmm. But you go to other parts of the country, especially with smaller retailers, they're they're struggling. So I think it really depends on retailer to retailer and also region to region. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's amazing. California is really struggling to get stuff generally on the shelf, where Chicago was a lot better yesterday.